Hello, welcome, and welcome back to people that have been here many times before. I feel like I can say that now safely because there is definitely returning faces that I notice in the comments, which I think is great, and I love that, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, I feel comfortable saying that now. So today we're going to be looking at r/am I the bort hole, and in this one there is a bit of a chunky one today, and it looks like the OP is questioning whether their partner is a hoarder, whether they are cheating. So if that sounds like something you'd like to unpack with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. I have woken up with such a blocked nose this morning, which can only mean one thing. We are hurtling very fast towards autumn. Yay! My favourite time of year, I think. It's not too cold, but it's also like nicely cold, and I like that. If it wasn't for the fact that the UK is just so friggin' wet during anything that's not like the absolute thick of the summer, then it would be perfect. But anyway, let's get into the post, shall we? I am waffling again. So this one says, am I the bort hole for telling my wife that she makes travelling no fun? Edits and clarifications at the bottom. Well, we will get to that when we get to that, won't we? So, my wife, 38F, and I, 36M, have been together for 8 years. We live in my home state of Arkansas. She is from San Diego. Every year she wants to visit home. We used to fly, but since we have a kid, 2F, she now wants to drive. I mean, I get that. Kids on an aeroplane, they don't quite mix all the time, do they? Some kids can't stand flying. I don't even like flying, and I am 34. I have no problem using all my vacation days for this. She lives here. Travelling is a pain because she overpacks. Used to fill my CX-7 full, but work gave me a $900 car allowance, and we use that to get a full-size Suburban. I don't know what any of these words mean. Let me just have a little looky what a full-size Suburban is, so I know what we're working with. Okay, so yeah. Okay, a big car, fit lots of stuff. Big back on it. This time she loaded that full. I mean, front passenger to the ceiling so I can't see the mirrors full. We didn't use hardly any of it. Every stop I carried everything into the hotel because she was afraid it would get stolen. It's 3 days each way. I see I'm already annoyed. Just because, I mean, packing when you have kids, you do have to take a lot of extra stuff, and that's annoying enough. But like, taking stuff that you don't even use, oh, that would grate on me. It really would. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with OP here so far. Got through it. Told her she makes travelling miserable because she is also super late. Tell her 10 a.m. She might arrive by noon. Oh, it gets worse. That is another thing I can't stand. I like to be places like a good 10-15 minutes early. I hate when people are late. And I know like some people just don't work that way, and that's fine, but it does annoy me. I'm not gonna lie. So every day we don't leave the hotel until 12. Then she insists we drive until midnight. Ugh, unfun. Anyway, this weekend I was sent on a work conference. They got me a sweet hotel room, a week in a nice resort. Super excited. We were going to go and leave the baby. The day before, she cancels my mum watching to bring our child. Fills the Suburban full. Again. Mind you, it's my work trip. 5 days, 5 nights. Most of the stuff was just overpacking. She bought a tote of blankets and one of towels, 2 of her clothes. Totes! Yeah, no, this is excessive. I told her she makes it miserable. The hotel always gets cluttered and full. The night before we leave is always a mess trying to pack, and her organising stuff she bought that never gets used. She freaked out, told me I just want to go and hook up and cheat at these things. What? How did she get that from him being annoyed that they are just packing excessively? I invited her, and she is filing for a divorce because I told her you're overpacking and insisting we fill every vehicle full and always being late makes me miserable. So she's one of those. When she doesn't like that someone calls her out on her behaviour, which is, you know, upsetting everyone else, she throws a fit and says, "We're getting divorced!" So yeah, conversation sounds super productive in your household. We were 3 hours late leaving to get to the conference, so I missed networking opening night, which is where, in my industry, people tend to click up afterwards to a degree. Not just that, but like, that could get you in a lot of trouble with work. I missed going to the best vendor events, etc., because she insisted that I don't leave because she is overwhelmed with how messy the hotel room was. Are you kidding me? I think I'd be ready to just up and leave at that point. I'd be like, are you joking? You made the mess! Mind you, it was all the stuff that she bought, took out of totes, and never used, and the toddler then destroyed. Oh, doing what toddlers do best. Am I the butthole? The birds are doing the most outside my windows today. I don't know if you can hear them. You might. If you do, like, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. But they are squawking. Don't know what they're up to. Anyway, 1, yes, I am involved in raising our child. I actually packed for our trip. I had 1 bag for the baby to go to mum's, toys, diapers, food, etc. A big bag, but 1 large suitcase I had packed for my wife and 1 for me. Yeah, see, that is reasonable. That's very reasonable. 2, yes, she has ADHD. Still not an excuse, really, is it? Let's be honest. You can have neurodivergencies, you can have mental health issues, but when it starts affecting other people, you do have to take some responsibility and go, yes, I know I have these things, but I need to work on doing better and, work on these issues. Recognize it, work on it. 3, she always says she doesn't want to do this. Then the trip comes and she does it. 4, I am not a cheater. She accused me of it last time I went solo. I am exhausted. If she left me, I think I would be done with relationships. My own mental health is wrecked. 5, my boss wasn't mad. He found the whole thing hilarious when I told him. That's so good. What a relief. He skipped half the conference himself. My job wasn't threatened, but to me it was. And that's the thing. In the future, it could be. The boss might have found it funny this time because he was like, yeah, I can't be asked with this conference either. But in the future, if it's something more important, it absolutely could be a threat to your job. 6, I tried the whole packing thing for her and me. I have tried to just accept her issues, but it's gotten worse. When we first got together, it was she needed a large checked bag for a 2-day trip to Las Vegas. Now, she needs an entire Suburban for a week trip. 7, one of the issues is the vehicle is so full, if it was just the back, I might be able to deal, but it's so full, I can't even see the side mirror, and that's dangerous, of course. I've expressed how unsafe that is, and she doesn't care, just yells that I don't understand. 8, yes, she came from a hoarder background. Ah, okay. Interesting. Still not an excuse though, because again, we have to recognize our shortcomings and our problems and our issues. And yes, there are reasons for why we do the things we do, but when it starts to impact others around us, we have to take responsibility, recognize that that is happening and work on it. It doesn't have to be all done in a matter of a day. You don't have to be perfect straight away. Just little increments, a bit at a time, and showing that you are working on the problem and that you are willing to put the legwork in makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to everyone else around you. So, down in the comments, Bulbasaur Ranch. Oh my god, wouldn't it be amazing if there was just a farm full of Bulbasaurs? Sounds like a dream. Does she always threaten divorce so casually? Next time tell her, sure, I'll call the lawyer tomorrow and start that up, and see her face drop at calling her stupid bluff. Exactly. She sounds really annoying to travel with. And then no communication 9458 says, is she also a hoarder? Because, and yeah, we've just seen that there may be ties to hoarding for sure. But yeah, like threatening divorce when you don't get your own way is just gross at best. Downright manipulative and shady behaviour at worst. And then Muni Stadium says, as someone with OCD, this reeks of OCD. So then OP says, what can be done to help one with OCD? And then Cbrush9110 says medication, therapy, not letting her walk all over you because of it. Lots of us have OCD and still manage to not be jerks to our significant other. I have ADHD and OCD. Sounds like she might too. And after a baby, hormones can make that so much worse. Never want to diagnose over the internet, but you might want to suggest couples counselling and individual therapy for each of you. Precisely. And then we do have an update, thankfully. OP says, about a month ago, I told my wife she was making travelling no fun. I posted before we left for our drive home. Since then, it's been a whirlwind. We got home, I wanted to talk, and she said we were fine. I called a counsellor and got us more couples therapy, and set her up with one who specialises in trauma that causes hoarding. She did not call a lawyer. She threatened again, so I dialed one on her phone and put it on speaker and walked away. Not my best moment. Yeah, but if she's threatening you with divorce all the time when she doesn't like the way a conversation's going, call her flipping bluff. Absolutely. I think it's completely reasonable to go, okay then, if you're going to keep threatening that, here you go. You know? However, since then we have attended 4 sessions together and she has went 5 times apart. I spent all my savings to hire some people to come in and help her clean for a week. We threw away 2 40-yard dumpsters fairly full of stuff. My goodness. Cleaned, put her car, the one she puts my daughter in daily, out, and established a routine of only her purse and diaper bag go up front. The rest is trunk only. I've had to go through it daily and remove stuff. I once let it go for 4 days and it was full again. We are going to see her family in December. I've made it very clear if the vehicle is loaded full, I'm going to the airport and flying with our daughter and she can make the trip herself. We made the packing lists already. The boot of the Suburban can be full, but nothing above the boot cover and nothing besides a small cooler and a diaper bag up front. I bought refundable tickets for my daughter and I to fly to and from San Diego if she fills the vehicle and throws a fit. Perfect planning. Now, how is our quality of life? She seems happy. Her family says she is happier than ever. She has always wanted a clean house and car, but fights me when I clean up, even now, as she was about to do it. Yeah, which basically is, I wasn't about to do it, but I really don't want you throwing away my shit, even though the stuff should absolutely go in the bin, because it's probably all pretty useless. I am miserable. I am constantly picking up the car, the yard, the house. I let it go 2 days once and got screamed at for sabotaging her. So she's not even cleaning, it's you. You're not sabotaging her, she's sabotaging herself. So she's not actually made any effort. You're the one doing everything. She hasn't made any effort to actually start actioning the things she needs to do. My boss actually has me in line for a promotion, which is great. Only problem is, if our marriage ends and she moves back to California, then I would be stuck in a 2-year deal at work. So, I am currently very nervous about career advancement when I am miserable personally. Edit, forgot to add the cheating part. She confessed she was nervous that I would cheat because I am not the ugliest guy around and you work hard. So if you hate me, then you have options. Wow. It's a backhanded compliment if I have ever read one. I have no idea if she is cheating, and I am kind of at a point when I don't care. I am 100% checked out. Edit 2. So many responses. Why haven't I cut the cord? Because she is my wife, and we said for better or worse. How can I walk away from her when she is not doing okay without giving the good old college try? But you have. You've got you both therapy. You've got her individual therapy. You are the one who's doing all this tidying around the house. You've cleared the house out. You've done a lot. You've given it a good try. You've tried talking to her. You have been met with nothing but threats to divorce when you try. Like, where do you draw the line for the sake of your own sanity? Plus, I was raised divorce is not an option. Who cares? Like, just because someone tells you that divorce isn't an option doesn't mean it's not. It literally is. Like, actually, literally is. I gave myself until Christmas 2026. If it's not better then, I am pulling the plug. I am picking up every day because counselling said it would help. You are enabling her, my love, because she's allowed then to sit back and not actually do anything, and she's not forcing herself into the uncomfortableness that is taking responsibility for it and doing it herself so that she can then get over that feeling. So she's just going to stay where she is, where you're doing everything, and if you don't, the house is an absolute pigsty. And also, people rightfully pointed out last time that my daughter doesn't deserve this. I want a clean home, so I do it myself. Is it defeating to come home every day and the kitchen table is covered with random stuff she got out because she was going to bake, but never did? And the bed is covered with totes of clothes she was going to sort? Sure. Do I want to go through the guest room every 3 days because she destroys it, not figuratively, but gets stuff out in it or brings things into it, and I want it to be guest ready at all times? No, I don't, but it's the price I pay. If I don't do it, our house is shit, and our kid doesn't deserve it. If I leave, I am hurting someone with mental illness. All I am doing right now is destroying myself, and when I finally walk away, I can honestly say I did my best. Yes, I am documenting her car and the house when I get home and when I leave. I am probably enabling right now, bingo, but if it goes the way it probably will, I am going to be fighting to keep my daughter. Part of this going above and beyond is so I can be a better parent, because people were right. I wasn't protecting my kid. Now, see, that is smart. Documenting, yourself, tidying everything up, and then how bad it is within a few hours when she is at home alone, and, just documenting how untidy and dirty the house is when left to her devices is definitely good when it comes to like custody and what have you. Because yeah, if she can't keep a house clean and tidy, and obviously houses are never perfect when you have kids, and they're not supposed to be. No one's expecting that, and if they do, they're full of shit, mate. But if someone's telling you your house has to be pristine, tell them to piss off. If you've got kids, are they a joker? I think so. But your house should be clean, it shouldn't be dirty. There shouldn't be shite everywhere. You should keep it tidy so that it is livable for your child. As for her claiming I am sabotaging, I must have worded it wrong. When I clean up, she is mad because she was going to do it in a minute, even though it's been days. Those wondering about work, I am full-time. She works full-time now as a teacher, started back a few days ago. I had hoped she would stay home full-time to raise our daughter, as that's why I took this job. Don't love it, don't enjoy it, but it pays the bills and provides a good QOL. But it's what she says she needs. I mean, to be fair, if she's back at work, at least she's not at home, able to make a ton of mess during the day. So I suppose that is a positive. And for the people messaging me about using the word boot, I am from Arkansas, but there is a thing called a plane, and I have worked all over and have even enjoyed a TV show or two that wasn't Walker's Texas Ranger. I also call carts at the stores trolleys, partly to mess with people, and partly because it entertains me, and mainly because it's become a habit. Yeah, in the UK we call a trunk a boot, like it's a boot, and we call the carts, the shopping carts, trolleys as well, to be fair. So down in the comments then of the update, Tulisita, I'm sure I said that right, that felt so right, says, sounds like OP is carrying the entire load. Well, she hasn't taken real accountability yet. Dude, you can't fix this alone. Address the verbal abuse directly in therapy. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I get and I totally appreciate that she's obviously got some issues. She's got ADHD. There is obviously some form of hoarding going on, perhaps. But again, it's not an excuse to make everyone around you suffer. It's a reason for why you are the way you are, but you have to work on yourself, you've got to take responsibility for yourself, especially when you're a fully grown adult. There has to come a time when you go, okay, I know why I'm like this, but I don't want to be like this, and I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to do my best for my family's sake. And as for the accusations of cheating, throwing around the word divorce every time he calls her up on her behaviour that is not quite right, that's just so wrong. And I don't think she realises how much she's pushing the OP away. And I think maybe he needs to be honest with her, sit her down and say, look, I am genuinely considering leaving you because of your behaviour and your accusations and the way you constantly say you're going to divorce me every time I try and bring up something I'm not happy about. I am genuinely thinking of leaving. I am close to leaving. We either work on this now and we both put the legwork in, because I feel like at the moment you are not. You are just allowing me to do it all for you, or this ends. And give that ultimatum. I don't particularly like ultimatums as such all the time. But I do think that sometimes an ultimatum needs to be had. it's a balancing act with that one. I'm always a bit iffy because I think ultimatums can be used in a way to try to control people. But I think in this case, giving an ultimatum is actually a smart idea because I don't think she realizes how serious the issue is and how close the OP is to just going, yeah, bye, get fucked. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think in this instance, giving an ultimatum might be the only way to get some results and get some change happening. But again, it's an iffy one. It really is. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for today. I know that this is probably going to end up being a bit of a shorter one, but like I say, this week I have so much going on that the uploads are going to be a bit iffy. I might not upload on some days, and others it might be quite a lot shorter because obviously I have a whole entire life outside of this. This is just like my hobby. So hobbies, unfortunately, are the first thing to suffer when you're really busy, and I'm sad. Because I do love making these videos. Not so much editing them, but I do love making them. So yeah, I think we'll leave it here for today. And if they are all over the place this week, I apologise. Again, I did mention it on yesterday's upload, but mentioning it again just in case anyone didn't see that one. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you very, very much. I'd be interested to see what you guys think on this one, because obviously I feel like this is a very touchy subject when you're talking about mental health and neurodivergency, but then also discussing the fact that, well, unfortunately, this person still needs to realise that they have adult responsibilities, and I think it's a bit of a touchy subject, isn't it, when you're talking about neurodivergency, mental health issues, and the way that they affect the others around us and how, you know, that should be dealt with. It can be quite an iffy one, and everyone has very different opinions on it. So yeah, I'll be very interested to see what you guys think to this one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. Do you know what? Maybe even share. Maybe even share this video with someone you know if you think they'd like it. I see sometimes like people do, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute that people are sharing my video to other people. It gets me excited. I'm like, you like it that much? You wanted to share it? It makes me very excited. But yeah, that'll be your initiation into the cult of void, by the way, with your likes, shares, and subscriptions. Don't forget. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye! I'm about to go and get myself a ham and pickled beetroot and mayonnaise sandwich. If you haven't tried it, I implore you to try it. It's amazing!